So here's what's happening. The firings of all of these people are more than just budgetary cost savings, okay? They are designed to create fear in people so that in the future, when they're given orders that they would rather not do, that they have enough fear in them that they will cave and they will do the inappropriate orders. So what does that mean? Well, say for instance, the people in charge give the military some orders that that ask them to do some things that are not lawful, right? Well, we talked about this before, that in the military, you are required to follow lawful orders, but not unlawful orders. Well, who determines who the lawful orders are? That's going to be the Judge Advocate Generals, the JAG. And who got fired last week? The head of 3 Judge Advocate Generals, okay? The head of the people that are in charge of determining what is and is not a lawful order. So what that means is, sorry, now I'm sitting in the dark. What that means is that if the military or the FBI or any of these law enforcement agencies that have people that have been put in there that have said that they are willing to break the law and they are willing to do terrible things. They said that before they were appointed. Look it up. If they give unlawful orders and there's no one at the head of the FBI that's going to tell them not to, nobody at the head of the Judge Advocate General's office is going to tell them that it's not a lawful order, then when those orders are given, it's going to come down to the individual people to decide whether or not they're going to follow through. And we already know that when that happens, there's a lot of things that go into making that decision. Number one, their own morals and ethics. Number two, how traumatized they are by the situation, or how traumatizing it would be if they did not comply with the situation, and what everybody else is doing, right? Those are the top 3. And so if nobody's going to tell them it's wrong, if their bosses are not going to back them up and tell them it's wrong and say, don't do it, and they're terrified that they're going to be fired, then they are less likely to hold on to their morals and their ethics and not do the terrible thing. And I'm going to give you an example. There's going to be a time soon where people are going to organize and they're going to start doing marches in places. Now, they're going to do this because they have the mistaken belief that anybody gives a shit. Okay? They don't. The people in power do not care. They don't care what you think. They don't care whether you like it or not. They're doing what they're going to do, and you can just suck it up. Okay? That's the truth. And so when these marches happen, they're going to do one of 3 things. They're going to completely ignore them because they don't care. Or if it's in a situation where they need to care, then they will come out in force and use rubber bullets, smoke bombs, things like that. And then if it's in a place where they have to assert power, where they have to feel like they have to show that they're more powerful in the situation, then that's when they will use lethal force. And please understand, there's nobody that's going to stand in the way that's going to tell these people not to do it. In fact, everybody in their hierarchy is going to tell them to do lethal force. And each individual person is going to have to decide whether they're going to comply or not. And part of their decision is going to be, Are my companions doing it? Also, how dangerous is it for me? And if I don't do it, I'm going to be fired. Now, let's talk about the if I don't do it, I'm going to be fired thing. That's not just about them getting fired and having to look for a job. It's the awareness that 100,000 people have just been fired. So they're not just going to be looking for a job in a regular market, but they're going to be looking for a job in a market that's already flooded and crowded with people looking for a job. That's the fear. Because not only are they going to be without a job, without income, they can't support their family, but so are 100,000 other people that just got laid off. And so you really need to think about all this stuff, because we are not in Kansas anymore. We're not in Oz anymore. We are in an authoritative country. The United States is now an authoritative country. They're under an authoritarian. You just need to know that. It's already happened. It's done. So now what you need to do is start gathering information on how to defeat authoritarians, how to go against them, and how to win. That's the research you need to be doing, because the marches, they aren't going to lose one night's sleep on a march. They're either not going to care about it, they're going to beat the crap out of people, or they're going to use lethal force. Those are the only three options. They don't care enough to change the laws based on you marching down the street, holding signs, picketing. They don't care. So know where we are and start fighting for real. Do your research.